Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the Daviess County Fiscal Court to order. Today is Thursday, October 23, 2025. Commissioner Caslin.
Thanks, Judge. Please stand if you're able and bow your head and pray with me. Heavenly Father, thank you for the changing of the seasons that brings the cool mornings and beautiful colors of autumn. Thank you for allowing us to live in a country where we are free to disagree with others. And please help us through our disagreements to grow in our understanding of one another while respecting our differences, knowing that each of us is unique yet created in your likeness. May our community always hear your guidance in our minds and hearts as we make decisions that affect our sisters and brothers. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Brooke, first item.
1. Consideration for presentation. A. Treasurer's Report for September of 2025.
Mr. Johnson.
As of September 30th, 2025, the total cash balance is $79,077,055.68. General fund balance is $42,601,158.73. Minus operating reserve and restricted funds, cash for general fund operations is $32,313,449.13. The debt service payments for the 2012A and 2012B general obligation refunding bond series have been paid by our trustee, so that activity has flowed out of our financials. All funds are operating within expected ranges for the first quarter, and I have nothing else to report.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court? Hearing none.
B.
No.
Executive Order 10-2025, Parks and Recreation Working Committee, effective October 16, 2025.
Mr. Johnson.
This is simply an update in the membership of the committee per our process in the administrative code. The membership scope and other details of each working committee are established by executive order, so this executive order functionally replaces the prior. There is no action for fiscal court to take. This is presented as an update to the public and introduction into the permanent record.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
C. Executive Order 11-2025, Solid Waste Working Committee.
Mr. Johnson.
Same as the prior item, this is simply an update in the membership of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
D. Executive Order 12-2025, Emergency Preparedness Working Committee.
Mr. Johnson.
Again, this is simply an update in the membership of the committee. There is no action to take.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
2. Consideration for approval. A. Minutes of October 2nd, 2025, Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. We've all had the minutes for several days to review. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions?
Nope.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
B. All claims for all departments.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. These are all the bills due and payable by Daviess County Fiscal Court. Are there any questions for the treasurer? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
C. Second reading of KLC C.8 11-2025, an ordinance imposing a temporary moratorium of certain categories of group housing and facilities in Daviess County.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. This is the council. You want to speak
Sure.
to this, or go ahead?
I'll read the whereas clauses again. The Daviess County Fiscal Court has received public input expressing concern over the location of certain categories of group housing and other facilities within Daviess County. And whereas the Daviess County Fiscal Court desires to obtain data related to these types of group housing and facilities to determine the accuracy of public input, and whereas the Daviess County Fiscal Court desires the Owensboro Metropolitan Planning Commission to review the zoning ordinance to determine whether changes are needed to address the concerns raised by citizens, And whereas the Davis County Fiscal Court believes it is appropriate to pause applications with regard to these categories of group housing facilities while the Planning Commission conducts its review, now therefore be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of the County of Davis, Commonwealth of Kentucky. There's 5 sections, and it's proposed that this moratoria will last for 1 year.
Thank you, Counselor.
Yes, sir.
Just for the public, this is a mirror image of what the city of Owensboro passed maybe, I don't know, a couple, 3 weeks ago. And so we'll be working together with OMPC to see what changes we might make. Commissioner Condor.
Thank you, Judge. Just as a commentary toward this type of moratorium, I'm glad that OMPC is actually actively working on this issue. And to emphasize some points, I believe this moratorium is mainly geared toward those agencies that are not necessarily performing the way that they should be, and doing things that are just simply not to the best interest of not only their clients, but also their neighbors. And to that point, we should celebrate where 2 out of 5 individuals succeed in rehab, and we truly should. The other 3 is where this concern comes from, and noting what happens with them. How do we leave them alone? And I believe each one of us received an email today from True North. True North is one of those good agencies that assists and helps individuals daily, even after hours or whatever the case may be. And I'd like to just read one sentence that was placed in there by Lauren Morrison, one of the owners of the facility. And what she says, and everybody should be able to just grab a hold of this. We witness people move from hopelessness to independence, which looks like individuals working, paying taxes, parenting their children, volunteering, and contributing to the betterment of the community. Our staff live and work in this area and take great pride in seeing those success stories unfold here at home. Of all the narrative that Ms. Morrison placed out there, that is the one we should take a hold of, but yet understand the issues that of other individuals also need to be addressed. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anyone else? Anyone from the public wish to speak to this? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
D, accept proposal by Bryant Engineering Incorporated for Topographic Survey Series.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second. Mr. Johnson?
Fiscal Court contracted with Branstetter Carroll Incorporated for the design services of the Davis County Public Safety Facility in Fiscal Court Session 11-7 of 2024. In that contract, several services related to the design of the facility are the responsibility of the county instead of the architect. The topographical survey required is one of those services. We requested proposals and are recommending the lowest and best evaluated quote submitted by Bryant Engineering Incorporated in the amount of $8,500. Deliverables will be sent to the architect to incorporate into the design documents. Bryant Engineering Incorporated is a known firm. Public Safety Director Jeremy Smith, Project Manager Joe Paul Bickett, Legal, and myself have reviewed the proposal, and we see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
E, accept proposal by Vector Engineers Incorporated for Geotechnical Site Characterization Services.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second. Mr. Johnson?
As with the prior item, the required geotechnical site characterization is a responsibility of the county as part of the design services of the public safety facility. Our contracted architect, Branstetter Carroll Incorporated, reviewed qualified agencies for the work and presented the attached proposal from Vector Engineers Incorporated in the amount of $12,300, with additional services likely being less than $2,000. We are recommending acceptance of this proposal, with the deliverables being sent to the architect to incorporate into the design documents. Vector Engineers Incorporated is a known firm, and again, Public Safety Director Jeremy Smith, Project Manager Joe Paul Bickett, Legal, and myself have reviewed this proposal, and we see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments for the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
F, amendment to easement, right-of-way and access agreement between Davis County Fiscal Court and A&R Pipeline Company.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Johnson?
The original easement, right-of-way, and access agreement between Davis County Fiscal Court and A&R Pipeline Company was approved in Fiscal Court Session 19 of this year. As a recap, A&R Pipeline had an easement understanding with Davis County Fiscal Court that followed the perimeter of the West Davis County landfill property for transmission of the renewable gas generated on-site to a commercial pipeline entry point off-site. The agreement approved on 1/9 of '25 was a reroute request of that line that moved the original line path further away from the perimeter of the landfill property and more straight line from point to point. This was in light of a more intense survey of the original line path that revealed issues with runoff and poor drainage that would create material construction, maintenance, and access issues for A&R, with the reroute solving those issues. This amendment allows for adjustments to A&R's bore on the landfill parcel. The changes and exhibit updates are minor, but recording them properly is necessary. Solid Waste Management is in agreement with accommodating the request. Legal and I have reviewed the amendment, and we see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
G, security service agreements through the Davis County Sheriff's Office.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Johnson?
These are additional security services agreements through the Davis County Sheriff's Office. Fiscal Court approves these items retroactively at the advisement of the State Auditor's Office, since the Sheriff's Office does not have the authority to enter into such agreements on its own. So although approval is a ratification of the judge executive's signature, the sheriff maintains full authority of all such contracts with his office, both in initiation and execution. Our peer counties operate this way. The service agreements are with Bunge, Shield Security, Bellevue Baptist Church, Pinkerton Tobacco, and Pleasant Valley Church. I see no issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
H, contract with Kenergy for utility service at three-phase service change for the West Davis County landfill.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second, Mr. Johnson?
This is a 10-year conditionally refundable contract to upgrade the service to the leachate tanks at the West Davis County landfill to three-phase power. On October 14th of '25, the rotary phase converter went out with an estimated replacement cost of around $5,000 in parts alone. The rotary phase converter is necessary to convert the single-phase power line to the three-phase power necessary for the pumping system motors of the tanks. When the leachate tanks and associated infrastructure were originally constructed in '95, there was no access to three-phase power within a reasonable distance of the area. Now, with the addition of the skid-mounted flare assembly, three-phase power has been ran near this location, allowing an opportunity to connect, so this contract is a cost-efficient alternative to replacing that converter. The advance contribution in the amount of $2,360.44 will be refunded annually over a 10-year period so long as we utilize an annual kilowatt hour of 37,767, and there is no break-in service in excess of 60 days, with the refund to be adjusted according to our electricity usage. The agreement is standard for this type of request. Legal, Solid Waste Management, nor I see any issues.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions or comments from the court? Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I, change order 06 for bid number 2425-30, Morton J. Holbrook Judicial Center HVAC replacement project.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second, Ms. Sturgeon?
Yes, Judge. This change order in the amount of $3,995 covers the labor and materials to relocate the duct detector for air handler Unit 1. The original air handlers were elevated, while the new air handlers will rest on the floor, requiring the duct detector to be lowered as well. This project is fully reimbursed by the Administrative Office of the Courts. The cost adjustment due to this change order has been approved by AOC. I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Ms. Sturgeon. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
J, award RFQ number 2526-18, ballistic vests with carriers.
Motion to approve.
Second?
We got a motion and a second, Ms. Sturgeon?
We received four quotes and recommend award to the lowest and best evaluated quote submitted by Ray O'Haron, and the estimated total bid price is $16,875 for ballistic vests with carriers for the Davis County Detention Center. The Law Enforcement Protection Program agreement was approved in the August 7th, 2025 fiscal court session and will cover this purchase in full. This is the resultant quote. Please note the estimated total quote price is based on the purchase of 25 ballistic vests with carriers. The final count will be determined by Davis County Detention Center management within the limits of the grant. There were no exceptions to the specification, and I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Ms. Sturgeon. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
K, award bid number 2526-21, elevator maintenance services.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Ms. Sturgeon?
We received two bids and recommend award to the lowest and best evaluated bid submitted by DC Elevator for the preventative maintenance service for elevators located at the courthouse, judicial center, and Curley Annex for the attached schedule of rates. This service contract bid is for January 1st, 2026 through December 31st of 2026. DC Elevators has previously held this service contract with no concerns per project manager Bickett. There were no exceptions to the specification, and I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Ms. Sturgeon. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
L, award SMA number 2526-23, one new light commercial all-wheel drive passenger van.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Ms. Sturgeon?
We received three quotes and recommend award to the best evaluated quote submitted by Paul Miller Group for one new light commercial all-wheel drive passenger van for the Davis County Detention Center in the amount of $67,343. This is the budgeted replacement of an aging transport van currently in inventory. We utilize the state master agreement for vehicles, and although only one vendor responded with an available unit, the Finance and Administration Cabinet confirmed this fully satisfies the master agreement process requirements. There were minor exceptions to the specifications, and I would recommend approval.
Thank you, Ms. Sturgeon. Any questions or comments from the court?
No.
Any questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
M, appoint Zach Wolford to the Davis County Water District Board to complete the unexpired term of Phil Hare effective October 23rd, 2025 through December 15 of 2028.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. I just want to thank Mr. Wolford for agreeing to serve, and I also want to thank Mr. Hare for he has served 2.5 terms. Thank him for his time on that board. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
N, appoint David Rudd to the Owensboro Health Incorporated Board effective November 1, 2025 through October 31st of 2028.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. I want to thank Mr. Hetman for his time. He served 2 terms. I also want to thank Mr. Rudd for agreeing to serve our community in this way. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3, consideration for discussion. A, other business to be brought before the Davis County Fiscal Court. There are none. B, public comments.
This is a part of our meeting where we invite the public come forward to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and speak to any item other than those that have been covered by the agenda.
Reverend Dr. Claudia Ramish. I live at 2215 Bluff here in Owensboro. I'm the president of the Owensboro Davis County Ministerial Association and the director of the Owensboro Interfaith Center. And we'd like to invite you to the 15th annual Faith Fest Owensboro, which will begin on the 7th November and run through the 23rd. It will conclude with the 18th annual Interfaith Thanksgiving. This year we have 13 separate events involving 18 different faith groups of Christian, Jain, Jewish, Hindu, and Muslim practice, plus 2 community organizations and 2 independent spiritual directors. This year we also have a large number of cooperative and collaborative events, beginning with a dialogue on peace between Dr. Khalik of the Islamic Center and Father Larry Hostetter of St. Pius Parish. Please join us for as many as you can. We have all kinds of good things going on, and it's a really good way to see the beautiful diversity of our community and the breadth of religious practice.
If you don't mind, where would someone? Oh, you've got okay. I was gonna suggest that you tell the public where they might find the schedule, since there's 13 items, 13 dates.
Faithfest.org will give you a complete rundown of events, and OwensboroInterfaithCenter.org will also give you a calendar of events.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else wish to speak? Yes, ma'am. Again, state your name and address for the record.
I'm Beverly Johnson. I live at 1601 Roosevelt Road here in Owensboro. We've been surprised with some very upsetting news today regarding animal welfare in our community. Earlier this year, all three court members present here today, where is Commissioner Markwitz, please?
She's just unavailable to be here.
Okay. All three court members present here today voted to hand over our county's animal care to It Takes a Village Rescue out of Evansville, Indiana. We became their third entity. They have one in Evansville, they have one in Spencer County, Indiana, and now we are the third. Since the day they took over, April 1, 2025, it's been a disaster. Specifics aren't important this evening because this court's already aware of the issues. The number of intakes were presented to It Takes a Village. We take in over 3,000 animals a year here in this county alone. They were posted on Facebook publicly. There were several concerns that ITV couldn't manage the quantity of animals. They said they could. They lost over 30 years of shelter experience and years of rescue connections by moving animal control. Now the shelter is overcrowded, adoptions are down, community support is limited, there are animals everywhere. They are stacked 3 deep in the halls of the shelter. And Fiscal Court's solution? Send animal control officers who were moved to the sheriff's department back to the shelter to mass euthanize. Euthanize is a soft word. You know, there's all kinds of things to kill an animal. That's what euthanasia is. It's to kill the animals, to take the animal's life. It's to put them to sleep. It's to put them down. It's to kill the animal. So euthanize is a soft word for a very sad situation in the year 2025 when we are a civilized society. This isn't animal welfare. This is a direct result of poor leadership, broken contracts, and a complete disregard for life. Innocent animals will die, and guess who they expect to euthanize them? They expect animal control. The animal control officers, who all they want to do is to help the animals and help the community. They have no problem putting down an animal that is dangerous, an animal that is so sick that it needs to have its suffering ended, an animal that is old, that is going to die. They relieve its suffering, but they are not hired to mass kill animals. That is not their job. We've had one control officer quit today because he says his job is to help animals. It's not to kill them. He can't do it. So the sheriff's department lost a valuable, dedicated, smart, talented, viable individual that was a huge help to our community. So they expect animal control to do that so that ITV can still call themselves a no-kill rescue. In just 6 months, Daviess County has undone a decade of progress in animal welfare. Judge Caslin, this is your legacy. This is the farthest thing from progress. We have gone back 16, 17 years where we might as well give the boys a pistol on their hip and ammunition in their pocket and just shoot them in the head and throw them in a trash bag and put them in the landfill. That's where we are. This isn't just about animals. It's about integrity, transparency, and compassion, values our community used to stand for. These are the voiceless souls that would be put to death. You did this. Now you look at it and you fix it. This is not right.
Is there anyone else wish to speak to an item that has not been covered on the agenda?
C, comments by Davis County Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Caslen,
I don't have any tonight, Judge. Thanks.
Commissioner Condor.
Just a couple of quick notes, Judge. I know that last night we had the Halloween, well, it wasn't last night, it was the night before last, I believe. The Halloween Hullabaloo at Yellow Creek Park. It was fairly well attended. I think everyone enjoys it, and I hope that everyone is recognizing the progress we're making at our parks. Not as fast as I would desire, but it's getting there. So in time, that will be addressed and fixed. See, one thing that my wife and I did do, we went to see the play Hades Town, and it was so well done. I mean, it knocked it completely out of the park is what that play did. And the overriding theme of that play is this: principles come from a full stomach. And what that basically means is once you have addressed your physical needs, your mental and or spiritual needs, you begin to have the process of what your principles are. And that play emphasized that entire narrative, which applies to so many things of whether it be animals or the homeless or anything else that we wish to try to have a principled life to follow, spiritual or otherwise. But I give that out to everyone that River Park Center did an extremely good job by bringing that play in and showing, because the number of people there, I believe they had over 700 and something high school students that were there that day and that evening. But the entire theater was sold out, and it just took the roof off. So thanks to the River Park Center for putting that on, and hopefully we'll have more. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Commissioner. I want to start by congratulating two students here locally, one from Xander Berry from Apollo and Alexa Salama from Davis County High School. They were both named National Merit Scholars, semifinalists, and I want to congratulate both of them and their families, also those schools. Want to recognize Cullen Sumner, a junior from Davis County High School, won the title of USA BMX Freestyle National Champion in the expert class. It is the highest amateur division in the country. So congratulations to Cullen. Green River's Weeded Bourbon has been named the world's best at the 2025 New York World Spirits Competition. Congratulations to our own Green River Distilling Company here in Davis County. I want to also thank the folks who continue to work in our Cash for Trash program, picking up trash off of our roadways. 1,300 pounds of trash were collected since our last meeting by Gish Lawn, who is our contracted collector. 1,820 pounds were collected by the Boy Scout Troop 3120, which is affiliated with St. Pius X Catholic Church, Greater Owensboro Young Life, Heritage Christian School, Saving Animals in Need Together, Saving Paul's Animal Rescue of Kentucky, Trail Life Troop 3585, and Southside Fellowship Church. Sheriff, I don't mean to put you on the spot. If you or Mr. Johnson, I know you've had conversations about what Ms. Johnson mentioned. If you want to respond to it, I'll give you opportunity. If you'd rather talk to her off camera, you're welcome to do that as well. So,
I'll talk to her privately probably, because I think a lot of what she just said is really inaccurate, and I don't want to necessarily embarrass her, and also can't talk about personnel issues publicly, but I need to know what she's talking about as far as people resigning and things like that.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, Bert? Without further business, this meeting is adjourned.